Zoom is a very useful product to use when you have customer meetings, sales meetings, you want to have a meeting with a supplier. And you may have used Skype in the past for clients. And one of the downsides to that is that the other person has to have the Skype ID. And that person, so you have to connect prior to the meeting in order to be able to have your meeting. That can be a little bit cumbersome if if you want to have a meeting with a client and then they say, oh, I want my colleague to come along. So one of the benefits of Zoom is that it allows you to invite people to attend your meeting simply by sharing a link. And people can also join via their tablets, their mobiles, whether it's Android or iPhone. There's they're accessible on any device. And so let me just quickly show you. Once if you're planning to host meetings, you'll want to go ahead and you'll set up an account. And when you do come in, you can see that right now I'm actually recording this using Zoom. So it gives you a way that you can record your meetings in MP4 format. That recording is saved to your local computer, so the host is the only person that initially has that recording, but you can then an easy way to share that recording with the other meeting attendees is to put it, say, in a Dropbox folder, and then you can just share the link, a download link to that video. So what I want to talk to you about right now is how you can invite people. So let's say that you want to have a weekly or monthly meeting with a particular customer who's in another country. So you would come in here, you'd set up the topic, and now it does have here where you can set a recurring meeting. But actually, what you'll find is that when you set up a meeting, it just gives you, you can see here, it will give you a special link. And that link and that invitation information, it's actually going to be the same each time. So what it allows you to do is you can use, if you use Outlook, you can send a recurring meeting invite, just paste in the invitation information that they need, and then you just send it out to them and they can accept it in their calendar. And then every time that the meeting comes up, your Outlook calendar will send them the reminder of when the next meeting is. So one thing, it's always worth making sure that you have the audio option set to both. And so what that means is that VoIP means that it's going to use your computer's sound, and telephone only is quite clearly telephone only. But the reason you want to go with both is because what you'll find is that sometimes for whatever reason, someone might be having trouble with their broadband connection, might not be fast enough, or maybe, something is just they're having problems with their own computer for whatever reason, and it's nothing to do with Zoom or with what you're doing. But when you're having a business meeting, the last thing you want to do is for the technology to get in the way. It's there to support you. So what I always recommend people do is that there's a special link that has a list of all of the international telephone numbers that people can use to call in to join the meeting. This is just like a conference call. It's just like joining a conference call, actually. So they find if they're in Singapore, they find the phone number for Singapore, they call it in, they'll have a meeting ID that they just tap into their phone, and then they've joined the meeting. And also, if they're participating in the meeting, you'll still get their voice on the recording. Obviously, in that situation, you won't be able to see them. Now, in this case, so I'm just going to go ahead and if I click on the schedule, you're going to see that I have it set to go to Google Calendar. So you can see here that what it's done, but you can also do this with Outlook. It's automatically opened up my calendar on the computer, and it's preparing me so that I can just save this for my own reference. And this is the link that you need. So This is the link that you would need to share with people. You can share it by email. You can send it to anyone. And here's how they can join by phone. By default, it always gives the US phone number. But this is the link that you needed. If you paste that into your browser, it gives you a link of a bunch of international numbers. And I've had this working with, people in Singapore, Australia, different countries. So, and that works fine. So they can join in any of those ways. So it also gives you, if you don't want to use video, and if you don't want to maybe share screens like I'm doing now, it's also an effective way to record your conference calls. And, it's free for, I think it's up to 40 minutes, but if you want to get a paid account, it's only, it's roughly only about 10 US dollars per month. And then you can have access to recordings of your conference calls or any online meetings that you want to have. So if I go back here, so there's your attendees. This information, all you need to do is just copy and paste this. You can share it in a regular email. You can send them a meeting invite from your Outlook. But this is all that your people need to be able to join the meeting. And I'd just like to share one other little piece of information for you. After the link, you see here you've got this number. Now, this second way that anyone can join a meeting is if they have that reference number. Like that is like the kind of pin if they do the conference call to get into the meeting. If they want, but they can also just come to the general Zoom US site, and if you were to tap that number in, then it will allow you to join the meeting. It's basically that number is like the key to your virtual meeting room. So so that is how you can schedule with Zoom. It's worth noting that if you do use Google Contacts, or if you it is possible that you can connect your account with your Google account, which I've done here. I won't click on that because it will show my personal and business contacts. But if I were to click on that, it also connects with Instant Message Chat. So if you use Google Instant Message, and you can actually say, hey, let's have a quick face-to-face virtual meeting, and then you could start the meeting, share the link with your colleague. I'd also like to show you this. So you see, when you click on this meetings icon, you can see that we've got our two tabs here toward the top. You've got upcoming and you've got recorded. So, and this also confirms that your meeting ID in case you need to give that to somebody who needs to join the meeting. And also, you see here that this is, if you've got a meeting scheduled, like I scheduled this one for tomorrow, when I come back tomorrow and it's time to start the meeting and I'm the host, all I have to do is I click the start button, and that will open up the virtual meeting room for the rest of the attendees to join. And finally, the other thing that's quite useful, and this requires a little bit of explanation. So you can see here that this is one I just did a minute ago, a recording. And what you want to do is you do want to click that convert button, and that just gets it ready for playback. So this is one that I did before, and you can see that it allows me to play it right from here. Now, your other attendees, if you want to share the recording with someone else, you'll always have a record of it here, which is very simple. But it's just worth understanding that it saved it to your local machine. So if you're using a Mac at your office and you've recorded and that's where you hosted the meeting, that recording is going to be saved only on your Mac. So the recording goes on the machine that you've held the meeting, and then you're able to access. If I click to open, oops, that was one I must have deleted. I think those were all ones I've deleted. Here we go. So if I click open, you can see here that it will take me to the actual location of the file. And here we've got, this one hasn't been converted yet. Here's an example one that's been converted, and you can see that it's an MP4 file. So that is ready to share. And because I've got it, if I put that into my Dropbox, then I'll be able to just share it with a Dropbox link. So that's my kind of tips on how you can share your recording. So, MP4, share it via Dropbox link. And another thing that's just a little tip when you're running meetings, I'm not able to show this with you right now, but at the very top of your screen, when you're the host, you'll find that you have a little kind of green ID that's at the top, and you can't see that right now, but that's your kind of menu. And when you hover your mouse over it, you're able to pause, so you can pause the meeting. If you've got a horrible cough or you've got something confidential that's you need to say to someone in the room, you can do that. You can also start your own video, so you can so like I can kind of start the video there. You can this is where as well, hopefully I might be able to show you this. You can open up the chat room, and this is where you can access all of the kind of extra. You can annotate like your screen, so you can point arrows. But what is useful, and you can also send invites from here. So if there's somebody new that you needed to come in, you can do that. You can manage your participants. Now, like with manage your participants, this is a really useful tip. If you've got a few people that are joining your meeting, every now and again, you get somebody that's got background noise, or they might not have very good sound on their computer, and it's distracting you from the meeting. Or if you're doing a presentation to a group of people remotely, I would always recommend that you tell people, look, I'm the host. I'm just gonna mute you all while I'm doing the presentation, and then when we're finished, I'll unmute you, and you can ask any questions that you may have. Also, if you've got if you've got a larger number of people, it's sometimes useful to ask people. They can use the instant message chat, which it's a little bit hard to see here because I'm the only person in the room, but they can send a message to everyone in the room via instant message chat, or when you have individuals that are listed there, you can also send private messages to specific people. So that can be useful, but use it with caution, because if you're in a business environment and you're trying to have a private word, hey, don't forget to ask them about this. You just have to be very aware that you send it to just the individual and not accidentally send it to the whole group. So these are the main features. But just to reiterate, I suggest that what you do is when you're going to have meetings, that you come in here, and you're going to use the schedule feature, and you're going to schedule that meeting first. And once you schedule it, it will give you the in your calendar, it will give you the information that you need for people to join your meeting, and you can copy and paste that. You can put it into your favorite calendar. You can copy and paste that into emails. Anyone is able to join with that link. And, obviously, as it shows there, it's PC, Mac, it's iPhone, Android, tablets, and mobiles. So, and if anyone has technical problems, then best thing to do is to get them to join via regular telephone. So I hope that this has been a useful, quick kind of guided tour of Zoom. It's I've seen it working really nicely with people from various places around the globe. I've always had very good quality sound, and I highly recommend this product, especially as it's free and the paid version is very inexpensive. So enjoy.